Girlfriend cheated and kept me in the dark for 2 years about it. Did I make the right decision by choosing to stay? Me and my girlfriend have been together since we were 18, we met in the introduction week of university. We are now on an exchange year in another country away from home, friends, and family, and we live in different cities. Just to give you a little bit of context before diving in with the fucked up story, she has been very close with her friends from school even when we got into uni and it was her hangout. They are a group of males and females, all they did was get drunk and act like degenerates. When we first met she didn't like me hanging around with them as she knew I don't like them, but I like to be around her and see how she spends her time with them and get to know them, because she became friends with my friend group, so I wanted to be friends with her group as well. There was a guy in that group, Mark, and they had feelings for each other while she was with her boyfriend at that time. Meaning that she was with another guy before me and she had feelings for Mark, and he did too, but they never acted on it, it was just attraction. When I knew about this I asked her if she still has any kind of feelings towards him and she said no, and that was enough for me. A month ago she visited a female friend of ours in another city and they went to a concert. Her friend's summer fling tried to kiss my girlfriend but she pulled away and did not kiss him. She then told him to not speak of this to anyone. And she did not tell me about this. The guy did tell her friend. And then her friend calls me at 2 a.m. and tells me that 2 years into our relationship my girlfriend slept over at Mark's house. I stayed calm and collected and the next day I went to my girlfriend and talked to her about it. It was a classic situation where she told me not to worry about him and it happened. I think it's important to tell you all that when she slept over at his house we were on a break as we were going through some shit and we decided to go on a break to think a little clearer, but I did mention that us being on a break doesn't mean we are single. The night she slept over at his house went as follows. She got to his house with a couple of friends from the group, got drunk, he asked her to stay over and she did. Now she promises on her father's life that it was nothing more than cuddling and kissing. I believe that. When I confronted her she cried, begged and explained to the best of her abilities. She told me that she doesn't know why she did it. She told me that the alcohol had an influence. She told me that she thought we were going to break up, and she also told me that at the time she loved him. I screamed, shouted and poured my heart and soul out, calling her out on it and basically explaining how it affected me and how she betrayed my trust. We talked and talked and talked for nearly 6 hours about it and then at the end I decided to stay and try to work it out as she really seemed like she regrets it. And she told me that she did that while she was a small girl and she didn't know any better and now she's grown up and no longer a stupid girl and how much she regrets it. She hasn't talked to anyone from that group since December of last year. Another thing I want to add is that every time I tell her that I don't feel good about her doing something or going out with someone or go somewhere, exactly the things that I get worried about happen. So after all this shit went down, she told me that she will always listen to me and trust my judgment. And honestly since that day she does seem to do that. I feel a difference in her treatment to me. She listens to my concerns, doesn't do what makes me uncomfortable, tries for us to have a great time when we see each other on the weekends. But the thing is, I feel empty. I don't know if I took the right decision in choosing to stay. I haven't spoken to anyone about this. I don't know how to think. I don't know what to think. This is all I could think about. I even sometimes wish I could die so I won't have to think about it. Should I stay? Should I leave? I've been hurt by her a lot in the past, but she seems like she's growing and understanding relationships and how things work when you are a couple. I tried my best to move past this. We went on a lot of dates, we had fun at them, we traveled and we did things that we both enjoyed. But I still feel empty and I feel like I should leave, but at the same time I don't want to leave because she is growing and it was something she did in the past and she regrets it. I am very sorry for the very disorienting post. I am writing this after a month of bottling lots of feelings, words, and emotions and this is how it all came out. If you have any questions for context please ask me and if you have any advice please give me. Comment. You're going to hear different opinions on this. Some people, it's one and done. That's fine, they're not required to give their ex another chance. Does that mean that someone is wrong for doing so? No. Just like it's not wrong to not give someone another chance. You're an adult and it's up to you to make the best decision for yourself. People overcome situations like this every day. Yes, it's possible, but it does take work on both people's behalf. You need to decide if you want to put in that work as does your GF. Your decision wasn't right. It wasn't wrong. There is no standard here. It's just your decision. Life is too short to fight for damaged relationships. History of being emotionally open to other people while in relationship. That is the kind of relationship I want. She might be growing up now, but to me it would be too late. I'd be happy she is growing up, however, that will be for her next relationship, not our current. This one would be damaged for me. I too deserve a relationship where I never have to worry. Can only speak for myself. I'd rather start a new chapter, liberate myself from this, and find a relationship where it doesn't include this complication. Next story 2. I 18 am in a pseudo-love triangle involving a close friend. How can I not hurt anyone? So, I have a friend, let's call her Sky, and me and Sky have been close friends for a while now, and have engaged in some small-time flirting, as for a while I had a crush on her and was pretty sure she liked me back, but we never did anything. However, in our school a new girl has joined, who I will call C3PO, and I've started talking to her, and she's really kind and funny and easy to talk to, and I think I have a crush on her and would want to talk to her more and maybe eventually ask her out. But today as I was walking with C3PO, we walked past Sky, sat down, and we both made eye contact, and it just felt awkward. And then tonight Sky has messaged me and tried being flirtatious. She said hey with multiple ways. I'm joking, she did other flirty things as well, but she did do that, and I messaged her back normally. As for the past 3 months she had a boyfriend who she broke up with 3 weeks ago, so I kind of talked myself into seeing her just as a friend, and now I wanted to stay that way, but I think she still likes me. I want to carry on talking to C3PO but don't want to jeopardize my relationship with Sky. I also know that if I commit to C3PO, who I have only known for a week and a half, so don't know everything about her, and then she doesn't reciprocate feelings or something, it would be immoral to just go back to Sky and try and flirt with her, because that's just using her, and I would never want to do that to someone I care for dearly. I'm worried that Sky is going to ask me out before I work up the nerve, or to eventually ask out C3PO, and I don't know what to do. I might even end up liking Sky more when I learn more about C3PO, but I just don't know what to do. I think I want to keep talking to C3PO and stay friends with Sky, but I also don't know, because I would still very much enjoy being with Sky, as I did have strong feelings in the past. To summarize, I think I have a crush on 2 people, one old friend and one new, and I don't know what to do. Comment. You are taking this way too seriously. You talking about not knowing everything about C3P0, love the alias by the way. That is the point of dating. You date to get to know her. Just ask her out and see what happens. This is nothing immoral about that with regards to your friendship with Sky either, cause you're just friends, right? If you're just friends, dating another girl should be no problem. Heck, you could even date both girls at once, as long as you're making it clear to them that you're not exclusive. There is nothing immoral about it. It's normal to date multiple people until you find one you click with, and only at that point do you make it official with them and go exclusive. I am 42 been married 16 years now. When I first met my now wife, I was also dating 2 other girls at the same time. Nothing too serious, just a couple of dates. Once I realized that my wife was the one I really clicked with, I broke it off with the others to focus exclusively on her. The only immoral thing you're doing here, Imo, is pretending to be friends with Sky when clearly you want more than that with her. That seems dishonest. From the sound of this post, it sounds like you aren't over her at all. Even though you never were actually dating, you talk as if spending any time with 3PO would be somehow cheating. I feel like your relationship with her, Sky, is holding you back. I think you should either ask her to date you, or end the friendship. The friendship doesn't seem genuine. Again, if you were truly over the Sky girl and were okay with being just friends, this wouldn't be an issue. You could date 3P0 and have her as UGF while also keeping Sky as a platonic friend at the same time, and you could all hang out together with no drama/tension. The reason there is drama/tension is because you see Sky are more than a friend. Next story 3. My wife is emotionally cheating on me. I have no one to talk to about this, so here I am. Background info: I'm a vet with PTSD, and how I've been dealing with my PTSD is to basically shut off my emotions. My wife has complained multiple times that it feels like I'm keeping a big wall up that's impossible to pass. I've recently started school back up, so my time is split between work and school, so I've been especially bad about depriving my wife the attention she needs. I 100% accept fault here and am not surprised this happened. We've been together for 11 years and married for 8. Half of the relationship was spent separated only because I was working overseas. My wife suddenly started feeling unwell and was barely eating. She went to hang out with some girlfriends, but ended up staying the night because she felt dizzy. I had expressed I wasn't thrilled about her sleeping over there since I don't know her friends, but she had already fallen asleep. Despite how poorly this sounds, I do not suspect any physical infidelity. Next day I expressed I was upset about her staying over there, mentioned how her mood has changed, and brought up the idea of separating because she didn't seem happy with me lately. She broke down admitting that she's become emotionally attached to an online friend and she feels really guilty. I'm not shocked by this, but hurt nonetheless. She said the guy doesn't know how she feels, but she became attached because I guess he was what people refer to as a split soul or twin flame. Basically, it's a copy of herself, but as a male. Same favorite wine, same trauma, same markings on their body, even the time they were born is the same. She says she still loves me, but I told her I'm not willing to share her with another man, even if it is just emotional. We're going to try to work it out. I'm seeing a therapist tomorrow to try to figure out how to feel again, and we're going to try marriage counseling. I'm going to make a conscious effort to give her more attention. Not sure what I'm looking for from this post, but I guess how screwed is my marriage. She said she loves me and wants to work it out, and I do too. But she also kind of feels like a stranger to me, which also makes me feel kind of awkward around her. Comment. You're doing the right thing by getting therapy. You've acknowledged the problem and you're trying to get help for it. I don't think your marriage is screwed at all. Everything is out in the open now and it seems like your wife wants to fix things too. Just keep your communication open and keep checking in with each other to make sure you are both getting what you need. Good luck to you. I think it's perfectly okay to have that discussion if it makes you uncomfortable. But just remember that this has been her support system for a while, so you'll have to try and step up to be that for her in that person's place. Also, cutting off a friendship is hard and in some ways it can feel like a death. She may feel down for a while she mourns the loss of that friendship. It'll probably require some extra patience and understanding. It's a tough situation, but it's fixable if you're both committed. Another vet here. Wife says similar things to me. We've been to therapy and have been practicing the emotional validation method. It has a script to follow. Every night we take 30 minutes, 15 each, to use this method and do a distressor conversation talking about the biggest stress of our day. The person talking can ask for help after they talk about their biggest stress, or the other partner can offer any assistance needed. My wife's love language is emotional intimacy and I really suck at it. This method helps me at least try to share more than I ever have before.